Welcome to Pod Me If You Can TV, where we find obscure films with your favourite stars and we discuss them. Today's film, Lloyd, is Tail Lights Fade. Now, I'm holding up the box here, the DVD. The cover is dominated by Denise Richards' face. She's from Wild Things and Starship Troopers, as it says, but she is really one of four leads of this film. It's a very uneven depiction of this film. Also, the way this box looks is appears to be this kind of dark thriller where, you know, somebody appears to be getting hit by a car. Yeah, this is not what the film is. Tail Lights Fade, 1999. It's directed by Malcolm Ingram, and if that name seems familiar, you're probably a fan of Smodcast with Kevin Smith. He's a friend of Kevin Smith's, who he directed 3 films. This was the most recent in 1999. The opening credits have executive advisor Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier, who was editor on Clerks and producer on many things, and Jason Mewes are also involved. The 4 leads, 3 of which went on to be quite famous and who I'll mention here. Denise Richards, Breckin Meyer from Road Trip, and Jake Busey. And Breckin Meyer's girlfriend, I think she's played by Tanya Allen. They basically are going to all go on this big road trip. That's the framing of the film. Breckin Meyer's dating Tanya Allen, I think.
Yep.
Jake Busey's dating Denise Richards. And the two of them have 2 cars, and they're going to go on this race road trip across the country. And the reason they're going is because Breckin Meyer's girlfriend, her brother's been arrested. He is a drug dealer. There's a grow house full of marijuana that they want to get to before the police find it, or before these other characters find it as well. Now, because it's a road trip and a race, we get to see a little bit of the countryside, but mostly the shots are just of the front of cars. You can tell they're being towed by other cars, and the cameras are kind of set up on the back of, you know, whatever car is towing them. There's quite a bit of that going on. There's only so many shots you can do with cars.
So it's a road movie.
It's a road movie, but you don't get to see as much of the countryside as you should in a road movie. This is an independent film from Canada, and so it has a low budget, so there are some very budget kind of shortcuts taken. The problem I found with it was you don't really like either of the couples much. The relationship between Breckin Meyer and his girlfriend is strained because they're not having much sex, and he has a conversation where he says, "It's my penis, isn't it?" You know, and she's having a popsicle in the car next to him, and he says that popsicle's seen more action in the last 2 minutes than I have in 2 months. You know, I couldn't tell you any of the places that they're driving to because they take these Polaroids at various pit stops to prove that they went to them, and nothing is really too well documented, I guess. 30 minutes into this 90-minute movie, Breckin Meyer's girlfriend says she needs space, which is difficult because they're trapped in a car together. And the 4 of them all sort of have this ulterior motive that when they get to the drugs, they're going to, you know, sell the drugs and make money, or, you know, whatever the case may be. The sort of subplot of her brother in prison, he's oblivious to this road trip, and he doesn't know his sister is going to the grow house at all. He has these cheesy characters. There's a lawyer who seems really comical and cartoony. You know, he's a very unrealistic character. There's all these henchmen. And there's also this girl who's played by Elizabeth Berkley from Showgirls.
I love Showgirls.
And she does not fit in this movie at all. It feels like she's in a different movie. She's miscast. This character's unnecessary to the plot of the film. If you removed her, this would be exactly the same movie. She's just a means of exposition. You know, you could get anyone to sort of say that. Sure. It's whether or not you want these two to get back together, Breckin Meyer and his girlfriend. She runs over a dog in one scene, and he comforts her, and they sleep together. But it's weird. These things kind of fall as odd rather than funny. It's like the jokes don't land, and that if you read the script, you might say, "Oh, that's funny," but you wouldn't laugh. Right. You know, it seems amusing, but you know, it could have probably used a punch-up comedy-wise. Jake Busey and Denise Richards are basically playing the same characters they always play in every movie. There's not a huge stretch. This was right before Road Trip for Breckenmeyer, so he was still relatively unknown. You know, that was his real launching pad to bigger films. And yeah, look, it's got a bunch of songs because road movies need songs, and that's like it would maybe be a better soundtrack than it would a movie, but you know, for it being an independent film, you can see it's competently directed by Malcolm Ingram. Kevin Smith often raves about his other films on his podcast, so if he gets to do anything else in the coming years, it might be worth checking out. But 1999 is quite a while ago that he did Tail Lights Fade, so maybe there is some hesitation to do another project. Quick mention, a couple of cameos. Jason Mewes, who obviously is the Jay of Jay and Silent Bob, has a wordless cameo at the end, smoking a cigarette. And for Reaper fans, Tyler Labine has a cameo. He's been in a few different things, but Reaper's probably what he's most well known for. He's starting to blow up as an actor too. Yeah, Lloyd, it's not phenomenal. It's just okay.
Sure.
This one, you know, a bit of a 5 out of 10, which is often what we find on this podcast. You can find more from us at www.podmeifyoucan.com.